Good morning, everybody. Get my TikTok going live here. Usually do that first. Let's go. Hello, good morning. Hi, Kelly, good morning. Ooh, you were quick to come in. I love it. Hello. I get everybody going over here in the TikTok world. Maybe. All right. Oh, here comes the Instagram. Good morning, Amy. How's everybody doing? Oh my gosh, you guys, I have so much to share today. Woo, we got so much going on. And I feel like I'm in the home stretch of my summer, which is kind of crazy because yeah, I'm going to be out of town next week, and then I'm going to be gone for almost 2 weeks. And then I come back and jump back into teaching. Like my summer is over from working from the studio. But I never stopped working for the spiritual stuff. There we go. Yeah, so spiritual stuff never stopped. But yeah. Anyway, so what's everybody got going on? But you're getting excited for Scotland. I am getting excited for Scotland. I'm going to be in Scotland August 2nd. Well, we're flying on August 2nd. We'll get there August 3rd. And we're going to be there I'll be home on the 9th. Good morning, Paula. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Lucas. Hello, my friend. So if TikTok world, if you guys could tap, I got 0 likes and 1 share. So if you guys could tap and share and all the good things. And good morning, Jen. It's Beaver game day. I don't get to go to the game though tonight. Makes me sad. Because I have to, my business partner's out of town. And so I'm teaching for her. And so I won't get to go to the game tonight. So I'm all at least geared up for my girls. What are you guys all drinking? I got my new obsession, or latest summer obsession, watermelon, lemon. Did I check the Spirit website? No, I have not, Lucas. I've been so busy doing all the other things. You know what? I did not go to All Stars. We did do Orange Carpet. I went to the Orange Carpet press event. That was pretty cool. Thank you very much. But I did not get to go to the game because Carrie and I, before I realized when the game was, like I hadn't put 2 and 2 together, Carrie and I had planned an event. So I did not go to the All-Star game, which was, again, fine because it was fine. I like a regular game. I felt like that wasn't like a regular game. But downtown was cool. It was so cool. So cool. Did you get downtown at all, Jen, to go see any of what they had done to downtown to get ready for All Stars? It was amazing. Amy's got the ginger ale going. Right on. Oh, I see Marissa in here. Hi, Marissa. Yeah, so favorite games tonight, even though I can't go. I'll just watch it on TV when I get home. Hopefully, we always record them if we can't go. So what do you guys got going on? How's everybody doing? Today I thought we would. Very cool. That's awesome, Jen. I need to know more people so I can get into cool events. That's what I need, because I feel like I'm an event girly. Anybody else feel like they're event girlies? Like, oh, there's an event. I need to dress up and look cute and go do the thing. Done. That's all I need to do. Say no more. Ooh, good for you, Paula. Water. Okay. So anyway, we got stuff to talk about today. So just fun fact, I'm going to be going, I would love to be your arm candy, Jen. I'd be honored to be arm candy for you. It'd be amazing. Just got to say when. You know I'm there. I'd be like, oh, sorry, kids, I can't show up to teach dance today. I got a date. I'm in. I'm in. Anyway, so we have fun things to talk about. So guess what? You're a late girl. Now I can do late time. So for my staff outing, hi Jamie. For my staff outing, for the dance studio, I actually rented a pontoon. I learned how to. I got a little boating license and learned how to drive one because that's what I do. You know, even they were like, "This is the second year we've done it, by the way." Even they were like, "Wait, you drive a boat?" I'm like, if I can drive any number of the cars that we've had in the past or presently, if I can ride a motorcycle, I can handle a boat. And I can. It's true. I can handle a boat. So we got on a pontoon. It's a pontoon boat. It's like a raft with a motor. Not a big deal. So yeah, we went out, did that for a staff retreat, and there's a restaurant on the lake. So took them to lunch, and we planned the take over the world. It was great. So oh, that's funny, Paula. You blow people's minds when you tell them I drove a tow truck. Listen, when we have to get when we have to haul all the props for the Nutcracker, guess who goes to get the U-Haul? It's me, not my husband, not anybody. It's me. Yeah. Who drove home? Like when I had to fly to Washington, D.C. With actually, I went with my husband or my business partner's husband. We flew to DC in the morning, bought flooring, loaded up the U-Haul, and then we drove it back. Rebecca drove an ambulance. I love it. Oh, yay, Jen, you guys are coming Sunday. Oh, yeah. So I have a lot going on. You guys ready for this? Oh my gosh, I've got so much happening. So, that's funny. That's funny, Paula. But you're a lady. You can't be driving a tow truck. I bet I can. Probably better than you. Michelle's driving a CDL 35. I love that. See, you're my people. We're not afraid to. And then Jesse, you definitely handle the business up in there, right? You drive heavy equipment. You do all the things and ride the motorcycle. There's a reason that like my people are here. Like you get me. I can be like, yeah, this weekend I drove a truck, and be like, yeah, I got one of those too. Like, there's no what? You're a girl though. It's like, yeah, and what else? Yeah. I still have not been able to. My husband's still not allowed me to put one of our cars on the racetrack yet. I'm hoping because we have a couple of very fast cars. And I think that would be awesome to take, because we're in Indiana, for goodness sake. We have tracks everywhere. Wouldn't that be awesome? Be fun. Keep up with me. Okay, you know what's funny, Paula? Because so here on TikTok, Paula says she used to drive a tow truck. For those of you in the other platforms, used to drive a tow truck, and the men would be like, rah, 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 you know, oh, you're a lady. And then they would say, they would ask, can you keep up with me? Sure, but your car's back there, right? That's funny. Do you know how many times, like we used to have a bougie car, there was a V10. It's a very fast vehicle. And men specifically would say things like, little late, the conversation I had, little lady, do you know what you've got there? You know what you've got there? Like, yeah, I do. Do you need to have that conversation? Like, what the? Yes, I do. I do know what I have. Then I step into my Marissa Tomei imitation of my father was a mechanic. My grandfather was a mechanic. Like, yeah. And my last name is Carr. Of course I know how to drive all the cars. I even know how to drive a stick shift. It's fine. Oh, that would be awesome, Michelle. Ooh, a Challenger. And a Challenger is is rear wheel. So that's a whole other animal, understanding the difference between driving a front wheel drive and a back wheel drive. And so the cars we have right now are centered. The center of gravity is like in the middle. So it's yeah. Probably one of my favorite cars to ever drive was the R8 Spider. I did love the Ferrari experience when we did that out in. Oh, you had a Hellcat. Yeah. So that's definitely rear wheel, right? That's a whole other animal, understanding the difference between the rear wheel and the front. Why are we talking about this stuff? Because I could talk about cars for hours. Tell minor break. Paula, you crack me up. Hi, Princess D. Took a C8 Corvette to the lake last weekend. It was wild. Ooh, fun. Yes, Regina, we are each other's people. We get it. So anyway, I want to talk about, now that we're talking about all these cars and how I'm pretty sure I was a race car driver in a past life, or I wish I would be. I don't know. I'm going to be putting out some teasers here. I'm going to be doing a little glow up for Spirit Signs and Sips. Been working on a little glow up. Going to make some changes. There might be a name change happening. Might be some special guests that are going to be lined up for this little glow up party. So that's going to be coming soon. And I love it, Paula. I'm telling you, you guys are my people for a reason. We are drawn to each other for a reason. The amount of people in here that between all three platforms that are talking about, oh yeah, I would love to race cars. I'd love to do that. And I drive all these things. It's what we do. It's what we do. So I'm going to be glowing up the page, the show. And so keep an eye out for some changes there. As you may or may not know, Miss Carrie Koss is coming to Indiana. Indiana will never be the same, ever. It'll never be the same. And I just finished. I'm not even done with all the promos, but for the most part, tickets are now on sale for our in-person show. Just FYI, you heard it here first. Our show, it's called Through the Veil. It's going to be the Friday night before Trance Mediumship Weekend. There's a trance weekend at Camp Chesterfield. We've rented the chapel on Camp Chesterfield grounds for our show. Not only that, it's not just Carrie and myself, but we also have another medium named Michelle Euler, Reverend Michelle Euler. She's the one who told me that I was a medium. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't see the Schmed people, right? And she's a fantastic medium. I'm saying, Paula, I wish you lived closer too. Oh, I see Hannah, Digital Priestess, in here. Hello, or social. So I want to get, oh, by the way, Hannah, I want to get you on my show. I saw you pop in. Give a wave if you're here so people can follow you. Remind me, I need to message you because I really want to get you on my calendar. I'm going to be doing a glow up. And I want to have you on here so we can talk about what that kind of thing entails. So anyway, I've got Carrie coming in. That'd be awesome. I think it'd be really fun. And I'm going to be seeing some of my people at Trance Weekend. I'm going to be on platform that weekend. And that's going to be a crazy, crazy, amazing weekend. I really need to look at the astrology of it because now I'm super curious, like how that's going to play out or what that looks like energetically. Just again, more curiosity than anything. But so Michelle Euler, Carrie Koss, myself, 3 mediums on the platform. We worked out the structure because I was like, I don't want it just to be us getting up there and just doing readings. I want to make it an experience. So we're calling it Through the Veil. an interactive mediumship experience. So there'll be some teaching, there'll be some mediumship, there's going to be sound bowl stuff going on, there's going to be, it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be the night before the trance weekend starts. So, hi, Meg. Thanks. They play tonight, and I can't go to the game because I'm subbing for Liz at the studio. So I'm all geared up for them. And make sure you guys, Meg, I love Meg. Make sure you guys are following her. But you don't really do a whole lot yet. I got to get you on TikTok, girlfriend. We have to get you doing this. That's what we need you to do. That's what we need to do. So let's see, checklist. Glow Up for the Spirit Signs and Sips is coming soon. And live mediumship show, August 29th. And we had talked about, I know those muggle jobs, man. It's like weird. I had mentioned, and we kind of discussed, but had not finalized, we may do a live stream from the event at camp from there. So I'll keep you posted. There might be a live stream. Not sure yet. Haven't decided. I'm not sure what that looks like or who runs that live stream. That's part of the issue, but yeah, and how that would work. And plus, we want to make sure the people who pay for the tickets to go see us are getting their full experience. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're hoping to do. And then I just put on my website all level spiritual development classes between now and the end of the year. My whole schedule is out for all level spiritual development class. Okay. So if you're wanting to take those classes, get in there, do it. Hi, Rose. Hello. I know I have a lot going on. I'm super excited. Which is what my goal was, to spend the summer when I'm not teaching 3-4 nights a week, working on getting my act together for the fall and all that. So I got my all level spiritual development classes. Those are going to be on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9. I only have one in August because of my travel schedule and because of all the studio things going on and my birthday. My birthday's on a Wednesday. So I was like, I could do it on my birthday or not. So who knows? I'm not going to teach a class on my birthday because I'm bougie that way. I want to go to, hi, Lee. Hello. So we got that on my classes. I've also got, it's a Wednesday. So I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy my birthday. I'm sure my husband will show up. If he knows I'm home, he's going to be like, oh, well, I'll just work late. He's not going to want to do, I don't know. I might make him take me to Sangiovese. It's one of my favorite restaurants. We'll get in the convertible and go out for dinner. One of these days you'll call me. Well, I'll believe it when I see it, girlfriend. I adore you. We need to catch up. I want to hear how things are going for you. You said you took a trance class. Did you take trance class? Thanks, Regina. I knew you had my back. That's awesome. Who did you take it from? Did you do it online or did you do it in person? I can't remember. You want to be bougie? Lee, your mere existence is bougie and I love it. That's why we're friends. I love doing bougie. I don't know if you know that about me. I love doing bougie. I'm also like kind of hardcore, but while being bougie. So I'm going to be offering online Martin. Okay. From Arthur Finley. Yeah. I took a trance class from Eileen Davies through Arthur Finley. That was really good. Good influence on you. So, but honestly, Mark, my friend, You really need to respond to your messages. I'm going to be in Edinburgh, like in just a couple of weeks. Dude, we need to we need to coordinate our schedules. Just saying. Make sure you guys are following Spiritual Plumber too. He's awesome. Hello, Jasmine. Good to see you. So good morning, Heather. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So we're just talking about all these events that I got coming up. We got Trance Weekend that I'm attending, and as well as a number of my friends are going to be attending, my students at Camp Chesterfield in Central Indiana. And thank you. The night before Trance Weekend, I've got the little chapel in the woods rented. I'll be doing mediumship demonstration, like a whole event, an interactive mediumship experience. It's going to be awesome with my friends. And then we've got Spirit Fest at Camp Chesterfield. I'll be there doing readings live and in person. And then I've got Trance. I'll be teaching as trance. Oh yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Trance class, a series of 4 classes. Extremely affordable, by the way. Good morning, Sydney. And you could take it just one class. It costs you more to do individual classes, but if you do all 4, you get a discount. Those are going to be coming up. And my all-level spiritual development classes. And then, the only thing I don't have put out yet, because I need to finalize the date, is I'll be doing another Spirit Guides 101 class. My goal with that actually is to pre-record a class and just do a click to pay, something inexpensive, and you can learn it on your own time, about how to meet your spirit guides and understand their job and how you can engage in them. And when I teach, show of hands, those of you who are in here, how many of you have taken my Spirit Guides 101 class? How many of you have taken that class? So I find that, yes, you have, Rose. You've taken it twice. It's a good class. It's a good class. I've worked really hard to develop that and make it really comprehensive, so people don't feel like they have to take it over and over again. Like it's a good comprehensive class, where people feel empowered when they walk away. And I think so. Rose, when you took it a second time, do you feel like you had a much deeper understanding as you get more out of it the second time? Yes, I don't have Spirit Guides 101 listed yet because I need to figure out which date I want to do. And I think I'm going to offer it as like a series. I want to do a package deal with Spirit Guides 101 and then learning the language of your guides, because it's a really good, again, comprehensive, empowering, spiritually empowering class. So just like the book you reread, you see things you missed the first time. Yes, Rose. So yeah, and what's interesting is really, I've never taught Spirit Guides 101 the exact same every time. It really is tailored to the people I adjust it to who's taking the class. And I try to personalize everybody's experience. And that's how I teach my all-level spiritual development class too. That's just how I am in general. When I teach TAP class, that's what I do. I assess every week, see who's there, see what we need to work on, and go from there. That's what teachers do, right? You meet people where they are. So check out my classes, and tickets are on sale for the in-person show, Through the Veil, a live interactive mediumship experience. Yeah, so that's coming up August 29th. Super excited. So lots of things to share today. Lots of things to share. So I finally, if you haven't seen, if you did not see my live a few days ago, I finally met my dragon. Yep. My dragon came through via trance and in my class. Yes. And this dragon's been hanging out for quite a while, and it kept saying, not the right time, not the right time, not the right time. It'll be, yeah. So I did a live on, I think it was Sunday night, but I only went on YouTube. No, I did on StreamYard. So I was like YouTube, Facebook. I know. Well, he kept hanging back. So Meg, you're going to appreciate this story because it happened in Glenda's class. And we found out that it's kind of a sad story, actually. But this also ties into what I want to talk about today. So I go into class on Saturday, and actually I wasn't going to go to class because I had a student. Well, she's now a teacher for me, but so one of my dancers, it was performing downtown. She was busking Saturday downtown Indy because they had all kinds of artists and dancers downtown, the Indy Arts Council for the WNBA game, right? All the festivities going on down there. They had a whole arts and culture thing. Anyway, I was going to go downtown. I was going to take my tap shoes, do a little busking with her, but then something kept saying I needed to be in class. So I was like, you know what? I'll go to class for a little while, and then I can leave class early and still make it downtown to do. I could do both. Get into class, and one of our classmates says, so just an update on Frances. She's one of our classmates, an elderly lady, fantastic medium, fantastic trance channeler. And I got to meet her in person when she came to Indiana a couple years ago. Beautiful human. And she's from the UK, so she's got the loveliest little accent. Oh, fantastic. Right. So they say she's in the quiet part of her transition. I'm like, whoa, wait, but back up. Hold on. What? What? Say that again? But don't worry, she's surrounded by her loved ones and she's got really good help. And I'm like, she's dying. Like, wait, what? I cannot express to you in appropriate words the physical reaction that I had to that. And a number of us were like, wait, we knew she had a surgery, but what? Like, we were just kind of several of us. Some people knew what was going on, but not everybody did. They just kind of been evasive about it because it was not their story to tell, right? So they're like, so we all like do set some intentions and send her love and healing energy and all that. But there was a physical reaction. Now, as a survivor of all the things in my lifetime, I don't really cry over death anymore. Like I'm sure I will when it's like a parent, or I cry more for the other people who are sad. Does that make sense? But also I think my spirituality and my faith make me go, man, they're better off than we are. Like, good for them. I wonder who met them at the gates, right? Wonder who met them at the threshold. And I think my view on death is very different now, especially after doing past life regression and all the things. This was really, really, really affecting me. And I could feel this on so many levels. And I promise we're getting to the dragon part. I promise you. So feeling all the feels, everyone. And then, so we finished talking about that. And then we move on to, the message work and all that. Now, during this time, I'm hearing Frances's voice in my head. She's saying, oh, darling, I would never miss class. Like, she was speaking in my head. I'm like, she's alive. but I'm hearing her and I'm like, I'm making that up. Even, okay, you know what's funny is I do this work. I do this work. I connect multidimensionally. I connect psychically. I do all this work. Yet here I am going, I'm totally making that up in my head right now. Show of hands, how many people are developing and still go, I think I made that up. Professional mediums, maybe I made that up in my head. Right? We're so bad at that. And that's that negative ego, right? That gets in our way, right, Roxanne? Yes, Sydney the same. But I think that makes us more discerning. I fully believe it makes us more discerning because we don't just accept everything, right? It makes us more discerning. So now in mediumship readings, I don't doubt. I'm like, nope, I know what's happening. Let's bring this through. But when it's stuff like that, when it's my own life experience, something I'm experiencing, I do question. I'm like, is this my ego? Is this my imagination? Is this legit? Right. And so, I ask, I'm like, okay, all right, Frances. And I was hearing her interact with everything happening in the classroom. And so we go on and on. I'm feeling this physical thing. By the way, I'm feeling the buzz and I'm like, oh, wait. I wonder if I'm going to do trance because I could feel my physical body changing. Because remember, I don't cry over things like that. Like I was thrown off, but I was like physically reacting to the news about Frances, who hadn't even passed, but I'm hearing her in my head. Right. And she's in Tucson, far away from Indiana. And so I'm feeling my body change. We're going through class and we get to an hour and a half into class. And then Reverend Glenda and people have been sharing their channeled writing. We had been having a really great discussion. And we're talking about like the energy of DNA and the energy of transmutation, not transmutation, transmuting energy, like natural law. We're talking about some natural law stuff. It's a really good deep dive conversation. Meanwhile, my body's starting to kind of freak out a little bit. And Glenda says, I feel like someone, anytime she says that, it's me. It's always me. I feel like someone might have a message that might be coming through in trance. And I was like, it's me. It's me. I have no idea who it is. Literally, I had no idea who was going to be coming through. Right. So I feel Lily, my joy guide, move in. And I was like, Lily, she is so awesome. She's so awesome. I was like, Lily has a message. I feel like she's going to bring someone in. I feel like there's something else happening. There is another spirit here. So I'm going to let Lily come in and say what she needs to say. So I allow Lily to move in. I move into full trance. I have no idea what Lily says because anytime she comes in, I trust her. I'm stepping out. She apparently she says greetings, whatever, and then she talks about this entity that's coming in and talks about Frances a little bit and how we're all feeling. But it was very important that this spirit that she was bringing in, it was very important for this entity to speak to all of us collectively. That even though this guide had been with me, this was a collective thing. So she steps out and then it happens. Like I feel from behind this entity step in. I felt my neck like no longer have any control. My hands, my arms went up, my hands all clenched up into what felt like claws, basically. And again, my ego mind is like, I have to be making this up. But why would I? Like, this is like, I'd be embarrassed. If this was me acting this way, I'd be embarrassed. Like, it was bizarre. And I do have a rule that if an entity comes through, they must identify themselves. They must always introduce who they are or what we can refer to them as. So anybody watching doesn't freak out and we know who we're talking to. There's no mystery. So I do have a rule with my spirits to do that. And he said, this booming, yelling voice says, my name is Olar, or you can call me Olar because my name does not translate in a human language. And he almost seemed annoyed that he had to introduce himself. So he introduces himself and he says something about being here for the collective. At that point, I'm thrown so far back, I have no idea what the conversation is. And it's like that energy took up all my bandwidth and needed every bit of power that I had. So my conscious mind was gone. It was like my conscious mind had blacked out. Like I have no idea at that point after feeling the physical transition. And there was a moment of expansion and a moment of, I could feel my vibration shifting and changing. And then I was out. My friend, Sandy, took notes. She even said, she goes, I ended up calling her after class. And she's like, yeah, I almost recorded it, but I didn't have permission. And I was like, okay, well, always yes. Anytime I go into trance in class, you just throw your phone over here and record it for me. And so she said, basically, the dragon talked about how they're here not just for me, but he's here for our class. And that while Frances would be transitioning, she will still be part of our class. She'll be part of our group. And that the work that we're doing as a collective class, we actually exist. Okay, buckle up, you guys. This is all 6 of you watching. Okay. Said that we, as our higher selves, as a class, as this group, we've been together 5 years, by the way, our higher selves actually exist multidimensionally in another realm, in a realm of wisdom and knowledge. And I'm like, I don't even, like, I can't wrap my mind around that. Why would I? But I'm not that smart. Like immediately she's telling me this and my brain's like, but I'm not that smart. If I'm in a realm of knowledge, why am I not smarter? Why am I not like some genius here? Right. So I'm doubting all this. But she's just regurgitating basically what I had said or what the dragon had said. And said that we are not the ripples that are created from the droplet of water, but we are the rock that's dropping, or the pebble that's dropping into the water that's creating the ripples. That we have a responsibility, that we are, as teachers, we are all teachers. We're all creating this safe space. We are all teaching others. We are all leading by example. We are all channeling information coming in from the other side and sharing truth and wisdom. And that none of us are afraid to call out untruths. I'm like all that came out of my face. Like all that, like this dragon said this. Okay. And I don't know if people ask questions. I have no idea if people ask questions or whatever, because Glenda doesn't record the class. I really wish she would, in case those cool things were to happen, but it is what it is. So I'm talking to Sandy. She's telling me all these things. And then I said, but what if? Like, oh my God, I do multidimensional work. I created, Spirit did, this way for me to connect multidimensionally, higher self to higher self, to go into other realms. Like I travel multidimensionally through meditation, but in a really cool way, right? I was like, what if, while I have you here on Zoom, or on my FaceTime, like, what if I tune into that and see if I can see what my dragon's talking about, this other realm? this other place where we exist as a collective group. And also, I wonder who else is there that maybe is not in that class, or is it just our class? Like, who else is there? And so she's like, oh my gosh, let's do this. So I've got a battery, someone to help hold that space for me, right? So this is perfect. And she's done this before. We've done trance together before. We've worked together for 5 years. It was beautiful. I'm like, right on, here we go, let's go. So I get into my zone. I open up my channel, my higher self channel, multidimensionally, right? And I let the bank tube go to that realm. I invite it to go to this realm of wisdom that Olar talked about. And I find myself suddenly surrounded by what looked like, I kept saying, it looks like onyx. She goes, obsidian? I'm like, whatever. It's the same to me. It's black stone, but it's shimmery. But it looks giant and tall, and I can't see beyond it. Like, I'm surrounded by this black stone that's got a shimmer to it. And I said, I know I'm here. I just can't I don't know where to go. I can't see anything. And I heard, wait, because my dragon also said he exists in that realm. That's where he exists. And he is here for us as a class. Like, we all are supposed to tap into this dragon, not just me. It's not just for me, which I thought was cool. Right. So I'm like, okay, well, I know, right, Roxanne? And that's what it felt like. But my dragon is white, but still very much, that's the voice that I hear in my head because of the audiobooks. And also I could feel my little green Andarna over here, but quiet and not part of the conversation, just observing. And so this, I said, in my meditation, I said, ask my dragon, if you exist in this realm, can I see you? First of all. Also, can you take me where I can find this information? Where do we exist in this realm? I know it's not here in these rocks. I can't see anything. And I see my dragon's face is like right in my eyeballs. I see the white with green eyes. And I'm like, oh, hey. Okay. Oh, by the way, once I closed my eyes, I could not open them for anything. They were like sealed shut. They were sealed shut. Okay. Which happens when I connect multidimensionally, where when I do past life regression hypnosis, my eyes try to open and I have to put a mask on, like they try to flutter and open, but they seal shut. They don't move. So I was like, can I ride with you? Can you fly me to where I need to go, where I need to see, where there's information? Like, I thought you'd never ask. Like, it was just that simple. So I climb up on the dragon. He flies me up and over this obsidian, the onyx, the obsidian, whatever it is. I think I was thinking onyx because of, again, the fourth wing reference, right? Hi, Truth Wave Energy. And so I come over the mountain of this black stone, and there's like, it's nestled in, like I see trees in the distance, but there's like, it's a mountain range of this stone. It's not mountains. It's like just regular rock. It's like this obsidian, onyx, whatever it is. Right. And it looks like a crater. And there's grass, or it looks like green. And then there's like a village. There's all these little huts, but they didn't feel like there were streets there. They were just a bunch of little huts. I could see the rooftops all put together, like in this little place. And he swoops down, and all of a sudden I'm inside one of them. I'm inside one of these huts. Okay. Not really sure how I got from point A to point B, but I'm inside a hut, and I'm sitting there in a circle with all of my people from class. And one of the guys named Daryl, He's in, his name's Daryl Shun, fantastic medium, like amazing human. Probably one of the smartest people on the planet, that and just filled with knowledge, and very much a leader in our class, is standing up in front of everybody, and he's got this wonky hat on, which is funny because I'm like, that I've never seen Daryl with a hat, but that kind of tracks for him, I guess. Just weird hat, right? And we're all looking at him. Everyone's looking at him, but no one's talking. And we're all getting downloads of information from who knows where, getting downloads of information, but we're sharing it collectively. So each of us are in charge of, good morning, Roger. Each of us are in charge of getting certain amounts of information from this wisdom realm. And we're all funneling it into one area, and we're all sharing that knowledge. So it was just really, really fascinating. And Frances was there. She was sitting right next to me. And at one point she looks over, and then she goes back. And by the way, we're sitting, this hut, inside the hut is stone, like beige stone. It's not like there's benches that made of stone built in. Like, it's not even, there's no furniture, it's just, we're inside this place, inside this collective little hut with stone, and there's vibration in the stone that's a conductor for this energy that we're pulling in, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm back. My eyes open, and I'm back. And it was like the understanding that whatever Olar, the dragon, had said about, he invited everybody to sit with him, and to invite him in to sit with him, that he had more knowledge for everyone to share, that we're all collectively learning from him. So I thought that was really interesting, because I don't know that I've really had that with an entity that has come in for trance like that has said, by the way, I'm here for everyone, ongoing, not just, I'm going to drop. A lot of times they drop in, they share knowledge, we move on. Okay, they like to come in and drop their mic. They move on, right? So, but he said, no, you need to invite me in, whether that's channeled writing, whether it's in meditation, invite me to do trance, invite me to do these things. So this dragon energy, who comes from this realm of wisdom, working with our class, I would invite you all, especially if you've been with me for a while and you've been watching me and you've been interacting, or if you've taken my classes, next time you meditate, morning, Lucy, invite in Olar and see what he has for you. I think this is a very important energy. So then, of course, naturally, after I'm done with that, I look at my friend Sandy. I'm like, I got to Google, is Olar an actual dragon? And then she said, well, he said that we could call him that. We could call him Olar, but that's not his name, that he doesn't have a name that we can say, like, there's no human word, right? And, oh, good. I was sending all the things. And I'm like, okay, I got to Google this, right? And turns out Olar is a character in a book, in like a fan fiction book, a dragon who's known for their overall arching wisdom. How crazy is that? And I'd never heard of this book. And you're right, I can't make that stuff up. Like, it's crazy. I'd never even heard of this. I'd have to look it up again. I don't even remember that. It's like mystical something. I don't even remember the name of the book. I'd have to look it up. But if you look up Olar dragon, like fan fiction or books, it should come up. And it was like they're known for being white or green. I can't remember it was either white or green dragons, like describing my situation. And I thought that was fascinating because they will choose names that we can relate to. Like one of my students, Jessie, psychic biker Jessie, she's awesome. She's like, well, my teacher guide comes in as Sam Elliott. Or one of my guides comes in as Sam Elliott. Now we all know Sam Elliott's not her guide, but that's what they come in as, right? They come in giving us references for our mind, which is why my dragon was coming in as looking like and sounding like Taryn, a dragon from the book series that I read. I'm like, I have to be making this up. This has to be made up, right? No, that would be one tough guide. I feel like that would be a good protector guide. I'd take Sam Elliott as a protector guide. But you know, and what I've also found is like people for their guides will often have animals, especially women, because we don't trust men to be in our space. We don't trust masculine energy. So a lot of times we will accept animals. Isn't that fascinating? Let that sit for a second. Remember, spirit. Okay, so sort of, Jamie, yes. A little bit like Neverending Stories Falkor, but much more in your face. He was much more powerful than what I feel like Falkor would be. Yeah, but it's still that same vibe, wisdom, you know. It's just really crazy. So now I'm going to have to take the time to sit with Olar, have him take me to, good morning, April, have him take me to my realm of wisdom and get those downloads. And I'm gonna have to write about it and channel about it and think and figure out what it is that I'm supposed to be learning in this space. And collectively as a class. Good morning, Reggie. Nice to see you. You know, collectively as a class, you know. So yeah. So that's my and as an update, just to let you guys know, Francis did pass on Monday. And peaceful passing. And I'm sad, but also joyful for her. But would also explain that weird physical connection that I have with my classmates. If she's part of that collective in that multidimensional wisdom realm, if she's part of that, and it would make sense why her physically leaving this realm, disconnecting her spirit from her body in this existence, if we are that spiritually, genetically tied together as a collective in that realm, it would make sense why I would physically feel her leaving. And I can't even explain it. Michelle, did you find anything? What'd you find? Was it good? In that wild? Keep in mind, I looked that up after the fact, after I'd gone through the realm, after I'd done all the channeling. Crazy. So it was a wild ride. But yeah, so Frances is on the other side now. But I feel like she's still with us. She's still going to be part of our collective education. She's going to keep coming around. She's going to be around. And yeah. So what do you all think of that? What are your thoughts? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. What do you think? Do you think it sounds crazy? Good morning, Tammy. I was just telling you about my dragon story from the weekend. Regina, no, it doesn't sound crazy. I think it just to tell it, it sounds fantastical to me. Um, but at the same time, like I know I didn't make it up. And then when I look it up and it's an actual thing, I guess from an outside perspective, I could easily see how someone would say, well, of course she typed in Google and found a character to emulate. I could see that. I could, to reverse engineer it. But like I have no idea who's going to come in. Like that happened at the event in March. Anu or Anuk, Anu, I think it was Anu came through as a big eagle, like bird-like energy. And I'm like, I got to look this up. And turns out there was an actual entity that went by Anu and that described everything about Anu that came out. It was crazy. Yes, there's a prominent dragon named Olar in the fantasy world of the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. That's what it is. Okay. Specifically, the character is Olar Ethiel, who is a Talan Imas bonecaster. She is also an Eliant, which is a term for a dragon in that universe. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember reading that. And is known as the first soul taken, meaning she was the first to take the form of a dragon. Interesting. And I also find it interesting that when I see my dragon, I think that it looks female or feels female. But when I hear it, it was coming through as Taryn, which is a male dragon from the character in the story, right? And so it's interesting that this book character is female because I kept wanting to say she, but it was sounding like a he. So, but also maybe it's non-binary, that maybe there is no gender assigned too. That could also be it. Oh, I love that, Paula. As the veil thins more and more, we'll be having amazing experiences like the one you had. Yes, I think I fully believe so, which is also why my friend like Carrie and Michelle and I are calling our show Through the Veil. Right. We think we live in reality, but do we? And then that deep dives the question. Let's talk about that. Okay. So if my higher self actually is existing in this realm of wisdom and I'm here, I know, right? Truth wave energy. Amanda, I'm going to be doing a live demonstration. It's not just a demonstration. It's actually a live interactive mediumship show at Camp Chesterfield, August 29th with myself, Carrie Koss. She's flying in for Trance Weekend that weekend. And my friend, Michelle Euler, who's a Camp Chesterfield medium. My initial plan was to invite more because there are so many mediums, especially right there on Camp Chesterfield, that I really want to work with. But since I've got Carrie in and I've got Trance Weekend that weekend, I was like, why don't I stick with the one person I initially promised first, right, to do the show, and then we're going to build on that. So I would love, like there's a few, like my friend Meg, who was in here earlier, actually, Meg Wolsifer, she's a spirit artist, fantastic. And then there's also There's a few others that are actually not even on TikTok or on social media. You wouldn't even know who they are. But there's a few others that I would love to get involved in this Through the Veil show and make it like do more than once. I think it'd be fantastic. But yeah, it's a live interactive mediumship experience. It's an experience. So it won't just be you sit in a chair and we talk at you. It's an immersive experience. And I cannot wait. We talked about it on Tuesday and got the layout of the plan and everything else. So, and one thing to know about me is I'm a dance teacher. I produce shows. So it's not going to be, again, a bunch of people just stand up on the stage and talk. It's going to be very interactive and immersive and still message work and still us talking and educating, but we'll still do message work. Absolutely. But it's also interactive. And I don't want to tell you what else we're doing that makes it interactive, but it's very cool. I'm so excited. And by the way, I kept trying to book theaters, like theater event spaces. And every single one in Indianapolis and in Anderson, which is the little town where Camp Chesterfield is right by, could not find a single place that was available because they're like, oh, it's Labor Day weekend, we're going to be closed. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's when you should be doing that's when you should be renting your theater out. So but Camp Chesterfield, the little chapel, is actually open and way more affordable than any of the other theaters I was looking at. So it's going to be a fun experience. So if you are in Central Indiana or even within a couple hours drive, it'll be worth the travel time. If you are developing medium and you want to do trance work, sign up for Trance Weekend at Camp Chesterfield. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's about an hour from the airport. And it's all interstate. Like once you get from the airport, like there's no stoplights from the airport all the way up to after you get off the interstate. It's like it's quick. And actually, I don't even know I think it's about an hour, depending on traffic and construction. And Anderson is a little town that's like right there by Camp Chesterfield. And there's two nice hotels there. There's the Fairfield and a Hilton. So that trance weekend is worth it. And if you want to do trance, you'd be learning from the best in the industry for trance mediumship. Not me, I'm not teaching. I'm going to be there taking classes. The Zoom event was awesome. And yes, we're going to do another one. It was fantastic. The Zoom event was great. We stayed right on task. And I feel like everybody, I feel like the people who came hopefully they felt like they got their money's worth, because they got readings from both Carrie and I, different perspectives, different energy connection. So yeah, but we just have to coordinate our schedules and make that happen. Because once summer's over, and for me, summer's over on Tuesday. Like I still have my vacation. I've got tap dance thing all next week in Detroit, Michigan, and then going to Scotland for a week. And I land from Scotland on Sunday, and I go back into teaching 3 nights a week, like 15 hours a week, teaching dance. My body is already angry about it. I drive by on the interstate all the time. Yeah. Michelle, I think you would really like that weekend, by the way, if you can make it work. And then also I'm on platform. Actually, I'm on platform at Camp Chesterfield this Sunday at 2:00. And I'm sharing it. I'm in charge. Who thought that would be a good idea? I don't even know. And then on Trance Weekend, I'm also on platform that Saturday. So we got the event. Oh, that weekend's going to be crazy, you guys. Friday night, we've got the event with Carrie and Michelle. And then Saturday, we've got trance classes. And then there's a 2-hour break for lunch. And then also part of the weekend, you don't have to pay the extra $10 to go to the platform or to the message service. I'm on platform that day for trance weekend, which I already was scheduled to do that before trance weekend was even announced. So that worked out well. And then on Monday, as part of trance weekend, Glenda has asked me to demonstrate trance mediumship on platform, which they don't do. This is an anomaly. They're allowing this. So I'm going to be one of the people demonstrating on platform trance mediumship as like an example of what to do or not to do. I don't know. There are numerous locations of standing stones in Scotland. Will you be visiting any of these? Absolutely, we will be. Yes. Oh, you know what? Since I'm going to Scotland, let me change it is Leo season. So I've got my big Leo energy crown on. However, let me get my Scotland, Ireland inspired, my Celtic, whatever, Outlander inspired crown on. Thank you, Regina, for saying that. But I also have had full credit to my mentor. Like, she's fantastic. I know it's Leo season. So yeah, my glow up, by the way, is going to be announced on it's going to be the big launch. The launch party will be the day after my birthday for the new Spirit Signs and Sips glow up, changing the name, changing a lot of things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a party. So make sure you guys mark your calendar for August 14th, because that will be the glow up day and the birthday party. Because I'm a Leo. That's what we do. Right. So let's talk about, this is what I really wanted to talk about today also, besides the dragon situation. So remember how I was talking about, I'm excited. So remember I was talking about how with the whole dragon class and the dragon situation, my friend Frances, I could hear her talking, like as if she was already on the other side. I was hearing her talk. And then yesterday, I work with, like once a week, I get together with Alyssa, the musical medium, and we practice. It's nice being able to practice with other well-developed mediums that also teach. So it's a safe space for each of us. And spirit will challenge us and make us feel like we don't know what we're doing. But it's always a really good lesson, right? So Alyssa's dad in spirit does a lot of work with us during our practice sessions, and he comes through a lot. And he came in, and I was like, "Listen, we've already worked with you. I'm not going to read you for her today." And he's like, "Oh no, buckle up. I got new things for you guys to learn about." And I was like, "Okay, all right, that's cool, whatever." And so I had no idea what was about to happen. He wouldn't tell me the lesson. He wouldn't tell me what it was that I was learning or what the technique was, whatever. He's like, just start reading. And Alyssa was like, "I feel like you're going first." I'm like, "I totally am. Your dad's being bossy." And so what happens was he says, "These are my neighbors," or "These are neighbors," something about neighbors. And so I pull in, I immediately see a man who's big, boisterous, outgoing, full color. I see him. And then with him is like a smaller woman holding a cat, but she's very dull in color and she's very small, and she's back behind him, even though I can see her. And her energy just is not as strong. I said, "Okay, so I feel like either he's coming through he's here to bring her through. I was trying to put all together. And I was trying to tune into her energy, but it was very distorted. And then, but he all of a sudden I'm hearing him trying to tune into my hearing. And he's saying, like it was like somebody, like a dial, like on a CB radio, trying to get just the right station, right? So you could hear and communicate. I was hearing that. And he was saying Leone or Alone, something. I couldn't tell what he was saying, but there was Al or L. And then she was saying nosy Nancy, or he was like trying to describe her. I was like, I feel like a failure. Like all this evidence was coming out. None of it was making sense. Alyssa's like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, I'm thinking about my neighbor. Oh yeah, I had a neighbor named Al. But I think his wife is still here. She's like, girl, let me do the deep dive. So I have all this evidence. I've written it all down. All this stuff that's come through that's made no sense to either one of us. She's texting her mom. Mom, da. Nobody knows what in the world we're talking about. She says, oh, wait, I'm Facebook friends with that man who I know he passed, or he's already passed. But I think his wife is still alive. And I don't even know her name. But I think I'm Facebook friends with her daughter. Okay. So my dog's losing her mind right now. Interesting. And so I totally got distracted because my dog's like barking like someone's walking in our house or walking by the yard. I forgot I left the back door open. Anyway, she starts looking up on Facebook. She says, oh my gosh. So one of the names, I was like Denny or Donnie or Dun, a D name with a Y at the end. There's ends in there. This couple, Al, and I forget what her name was their daughter's name's Donna. And she had just 30 minutes prior posted a hi Shady or Flatey just posted a video about cats, and this woman kept bringing up the cats because she was trying to communicate with me, but I couldn't get her. It's like, and I even thought maybe she just passed and she just is not able to communicate yet, and that's why he's here, because I've had that happen before, where if it's a very recent passing, the strong energy brings in and kind of acts as a conduit, like, hey, this is how you connect, teaches them how to connect, right? It's really wild, actually. And then she's like, but her mom is still here. Oh, mom has Alzheimer's. So that was pretty wild, because I'm thinking how she was coming through didn't feel like she had crossed over or she had been there very long. The coloring was different. So there was the lesson. One, I thought he was trying to get me to clairaudiently hear his name. I thought maybe that we were just working on my clairaudience, but I could see her clear as day. It's just she was a very dull color. She was not vibrant, but she was still trying to get me to mention the cat, neighbor, nosy neighbor, and all these things. So there were a number of things that were in the evidence that came through by her doing that deep dive to find this person, these people that she had not thought about forever. Isn't that wild? Like, that's the kind of stuff that you can't make up. There's no way I would have known that. Like, I couldn't look that up ahead of time. That's the kind of evidence, like, you have to go looking for it. So in the end, the spirit team was trying to help me expand and learn something new, right? They were trying to expand and teach me how to connect and recognize a different, if that kind of spirit comes through, but also the fact that then I get off of that, by the way, we finish up And naturally, I just opened TikTok right away. And immediately another psychic comes up, another medium comes up and is talking about people with Alzheimer's connecting in real time, even though they're not on the other side, connecting in a mediumistic way. Right? Y'all are really quiet. Right? So like it is just being able to connect in like this interesting way. And it was very helpful. It was very, I figured I'm just giving you guys the business. Um, it was just wild how that connection and how good morning, Hannah. How are you? Good to see you in here. I feel like I come because we're 3 hours different. You probably never see my thing. Yesy! I was thinking about you this morning, friend. I love it. I love it. Welcome in, everybody. We're talking. So, Hannah, what we're talking about, I have not watched the telepathy tapes. I need to. That is on my list of things I need to do. Yes, and like same as like the autistic children that do that too. Oh, yesy. Well, call me after we're done. All right. And ooh, good point, Diana. Also, hi, Diana, my fellow Leo bestie. Read The Proof of Heaven. He talks about people in different dimensions. No. Okay, I gotta write these down. I have heard of the telepathy tapes. I need to check those out. Prophecy. Wait, what? Okay. Getting ready to see my youngest son. Happy to see. Oh, thank you, Hannah, for hanging in. So what we're talking about is how people in the living that maybe have physical issues or physical limitations can still communicate, and how it was such a wild experience to see this person clairvoyantly. And she was very present, by the way. It wasn't like I was just getting a weird, she might be, hit telepathically. It wasn't psychic connection. It was, I could see and feel her as if she had already crossed over, but she hadn't made a full transition. So that was the lesson. And again, keep in mind, I had asked for a new way to learn, right? This was actually a classroom setting where I'm working with Alyssa and we're deep diving and learning a new way to connect and a new technique, a new thing to do, right? And so thank you, Hannah. So I'm picking up all this information and I'm hearing from this spirit say about the cat. I've got the cat. Talk about the cat. Talk a bit. And I don't know that she was very close to passing. I think she has physical limitations. After the deep dive, it was more about she has Alzheimer's. And there are a lot of people who will say when we have physical limitations, a lot of times our soul will travel. We do that when we sleep, right? Astral projection. And I felt like she was there. It was as a trained, developed medium, as a mediumship teacher, as a psychic teacher, I know the difference. I can, with my full chest, tell you, I know the difference between a psychic connection, remote viewing, mental connection versus a mediumistic connection. Exactly, Janine. So as part of this exercise, Alyssa's father, who I was like, listen, I'm tired of bringing you in. It was like, no, but I got lessons for you and I help you guys learn things. He brings in his old neighbors, which we confirm. Why is my dog losing her mind? She's picking up spirit. But the spirit that did pass was in full color, speaking to me. And they came through together to demonstrate the difference. And then over here, I had Alyssa's dad telling me what we're trying to learn. Isn't that wild? So if you don't have a learning partner, find yourself a learning partner that you can, and then call in your guides, call in your teacher guide, call in your spirit team. If you have a loved one on the other side, my Aunt Cora comes through all the time. I knew her as a kid, and I didn't know really think any. I'd never been to her house. I'd never been. I just saw her like 3 times a year at the holidays. Right, that was it. But I saw her, and she's like, "Come sit down, honey." She acts as a guide for me, and she comes through. Like she came through Alyssa yesterday and was like, "I did this witchy stuff." She was artistic. She was over the top, weird, and stood out. And but at the same time, she there was enough I did not know about her, but it all made sense. And she comes through as one of my guides helping me in this learning space. and she came through for Alyssa. So it's just wild how when we invite spirit to teach us, they will teach us. They will teach us new techniques. They will teach us how to connect. They will, in this case, it's like, show me something new. And they did. And it was beautiful. And just the fact that confirmation of when I get done with that, working with Alyssa, and immediately open TikTok, and then there's that person there immediately, like the first thing that pops up is talking about people with Alzheimer's being able to connect. And so in conclusion, I would say every time I think I know something, I realize I know nothing. I realize I know nothing. Exactly. Nothing is coincidence. Exactly. And then where did I walk into? I forget. It was almost immediately, though, I got some sort of reference to oranges. So I thought that was cool. I thought I only had one spirit guide. Yesterday, a second one showed up. Oh, yeah. No, we have 4 core guides that we come in minimum. They're with us from the day we're born till the day we pass. You've got your joy, and I'm going to give you the spiritualist terms. You can call them whatever you want. Spiritualists will refer to a joy guide, which is the one who adjusts your vibration, helps you manage emotions. Like my joy guide is also my gatekeeper for when I do mediumship. She's the one that's got the clipboard. She's like, okay, she's lining them up over here. You're next. You get out. You're not next. Back up. And she aligns. She adjusts my vibration to do trance work. So she works a lot, and she also helped me. She's the one that helped me a lot with my inner child work and making those connections. Right. So energetically speaking, she does a lot of work with me. Then you have your teacher guide. Again, they can be called doctor, teacher, philosopher. There's a professor, whatever you want to do, right? There you go, Jimmy. So that is what I would call the joy guide. And that usually is the one that is out. If people go through most of their life, if they believe in spirit guides, but they think they only have one, that's the one that comes through the most prevalent, is their joy guide, because it's the one that emotionally moves through us and emotionally connects to us and is closestly connected to our inner child. So that's the one that I thought I only had one guide, and it was Lily. And she's actually one of many. And then you've got your teacher guide. For me, that's Dr. Mike. And Dr. Mike and I have actually shared lifetimes together. We've been together other times, and I've been his guide before, and I've been Lily's guide before, which is kind of cool. If you think about it, they're like, yeah, you've been my spirit guide in the past. We're just switching roles. See, Roxanne, but sit with them and see what you get. Right. So then you have your alchemist guide. The alchemist is more like, they're very shamanic feeling, or not like medicine feeling. They are very, magical. They're in a higher vibration than your regular spirit team because they are managing your ethereal body, your mental body, and your physical body. So they kind of keep that everything all together, right? So they help us manage our body while we're here. Okay. Thank you, Corey. And so that's your alchemist. And then we have our protector guide, who that's their job. They protect us energetically. They protect us. You can invite them. Oh, interesting, Ashkumar. So the alchemist, and actually in my development classes, we've done a lot of work with our alchemist guide. Very fascinating, very cool energy to connect to. And so, working with that guide is very cool. And then we also have master teachers. Now, your alchemist is specifically to you, for you, only you. Same with your protector, same with your joy, same with your teacher. Again, you can call them whatever you want to call them. Spiritualists, this is just the labels that we give them, right? But they're really good. It's a good generic label. So you got your bouncer, your energy manager, your inner child, whatever you want to call that, your fairy guide, whatever you want to call them. Then you got your teacher, your Jiminy Cricket, your subconscious, the one that's like, do you really want to do that? You sure about that? I mean, if that's what you're going to do, then we might need to call in your protector guide, but they're here for that too. And then, Dad, don't worry if you completely destroy yourself. We've got the alchemist to help you recalibrate. Yeah. So they really do work as a team. But then you've got your master teachers who come in for different lessons, for different things. So Star is the one that identified herself in the beginning of my Ashkumar, I'm not doing that right now. Okay. Read the room, please. Thank you. And no, Amber, I'm not doing readings right now. I don't even have a list ever. This is my show and we're talking about learning cool things, but thank you for asking. I appreciate that. You have no idea how much I appreciate you asking. So anyway, your master teachers, I've got Star who came in, and she was teaching me to connect to the guides. And then Caradwin came in when I was learning a lot about a lot of the pagan stuff and I was like, I don't even believe in this stuff, but introducing the deities and gods and goddesses, teaching me to adjust my vibration. And to the point that I even got a crown for her, like in her honor, because that was such a profound feeling. Cause I was like, I didn't even believe in that stuff. And then she came in and I was like, just kidding. And then she was part of a whole physical mediumship weekend that she was very prevalent in how I had to learn that weekend and how I had to manage my energy that weekend. It was wild. And then I've had that same weekend, I got a new guide that came in, Moon Dancer, that helped reveal with the full moon how shedding light on shadows, shedding light on things that you cannot see, but needed to see, and how to dance around a situation while learning and still protecting your peace and your energy. That was a whole new guide. Now I've got my dragon with me. That's been kind of a quiet presence that finally revealed themselves on Saturday. So what is it when you are in between state, not fully awake, not asleep? Oh, theta. But I felt like I was in a vehicle and scenery was flashing by. Okay. Nothing was clear enough to tell exactly where I was. That's the theta level. That's where I put you in hypnosis. So you can see all that imagery. Yeah. It's where you like almost dreaming, but not quite dreaming too. So those are your guides. So if you take Spirit Guide 101 with me, which will be hopefully on the website, I've got a very, very busy day today. However, I'm hoping to get my Spirit Guides 101 through trance, Corey. through trance in my class on Saturday with my classmates that I've been with for like 5 years. It was very, very profound. I just finished telling that whole story. So if you get a chance, you'll have to go back and go on YouTube and watch this because it's kind of a long story, but it's so worth it. And what I'll do is I'll put the timestamps on it in the next day or two. I'll put the timestamps on it so you can just kind of skip ahead. Yeah, you should watch. And actually, I told this story on Sunday. I did a live that's a much shorter live. It was kind of spontaneous. It's my last live video. If you go to my live videos on YouTube, you'll see it, actually. I talked about it. And I think it even has timestamps. You should definitely go watch it. I think you really, especially because you do trance work, don't you, Corey? I feel like you do. You should definitely go check it out. It's worth the watch. It's a cool story. Need to find a local group to connect with. Just listening to someone like you talk about their experience is exciting. I love that. I mean, I find my virtual community is awesome because the class that I take on Saturdays, most of them live out west, like Colorado, Arizona. Some live here. Like it's one lady was living in Brazil for 2 years. She comes into class. So I find that my deepest connection class is actually my online class with Reverend Glenda. Even though Reverend Glenda is here and I go take her class once a month in person for trance. You're welcome, Corey. What state are you in, Jimmy, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but where are you? So I'm wondering if I know people in your area. Rhode Island. Okay. I don't know people there. It'd be interesting to see if we can find, like, you should look into, see if there's a spiritualist camp or college near you. Just Google it and see. Or if there's a spiritualist community, because you'll be able to learn that same structure that I'm talking about. That's their basic teaching. I have a spiritualist background, but I don't necessarily claim to be a spiritualist, if that makes sense. But I identify and understand like their guides and structures and understand. And again, like really on the other side, our guides are just energy. We're just energy on the other side. So however our brains need to see them is how they'll see them. So 2 of my guides, Lily and Dr. Mike, I've incarnated with them before. I've been their guides before. We've spent lifetimes together before. So how they come to me is how I knew them in a past life, which makes them feel familiar. And my favorite thing is to tell people how my student Jessie, one of her guides, it looks like Sam Elliott. Obviously her guide's not Sam Elliott, but whatever. They come to however they meet us where we are. They meet us where we are. Some will come through as like, I had one come through as a ladybug. Talking ladybug. Right? Whatever. But that was relevant to the sitter. It was relevant to the person I was working with. And so they'll come to us and meet us where we are energetically, where what makes us feel safe, what makes us, and Unitarian churches will often have spiritualist practices too. Or they're more open to hosting those kind of classes. So Unitarian churches might be a good place to start. I don't know what kind of community you have in Rhode Island like that, but I bet you'd find stuff. I bet you'd find stuff in Rhode Island. So anyway, all right. Trying to see if I need to pull spirit in. That's interesting because my energy is kind of shifting. Oh, that could be the caffeine. Yeah, it could be the caffeine. So I do want you guys to try. It could be the Celsius. It really could. Um, which is funny because on Saturday when I had that whole energetic shift before the dragon came in, I was like, wow, this is a really powerful Celsius. I thought it was the caffeine. I really did. Um, there was something else I was going to talk about. Oh, I know what it was. Just talking about natural law, the law of uh, transference, laws of like just understanding that how we share each other's energy beyond just like attracts like, right? But how do we, when we're in other people's presence, and we talked a little bit about this last Thursday, how we're in other people's presence, we kind of pick up their energy, right? And and learning how to identify. So those of you who watched last week or heard me talk about this, have you had experiences since that conversation where you recognize, oh, I just walked into a room and I feel someone else's energy, or someone else was grouchy and you were in a good mood, but you left. Wait, did we talk about this last week or was that in my class? That may not have been my live last week. That may have been just in my class. Who remembers what we talked about last week? Anyone? Y'all are like, nope. I remember we talked about it in class, but we didn't talk about it on the live, did we? Okay. Okay. I knew I talked about it, so it was just class. So just so you know, we talk about really good stuff in class. You guys should sign up. Hey, by the way, friends, I just like at 1:00 in the morning, put my schedule out for the rest of the year for all level spiritual development. Thank you, Corey. You should take one of my classes. I pride myself on being a good teacher because I have such a hard time learning that and retaining things. So I've had to get very creative in how I learn. And so I feel like that makes me actually a good teacher. It's the same in dance too. I have to think outside the box on how to get people to see things and to retain information and to understand things. So thank you. I appreciate that. So let's talk about that. Like when you walk into a room and you feel, say you're in a good mood, or maybe you're just neutral, right? But someone else is grouchy. Okay, cool, Corey. Yeah, my classes are always open. You could take one or you could take all of them. Doesn't matter. But there's when you intersect energy with people, whether that's virtually, whether that's in person, when your energies cross paths, there's a transference of energy, right? So have you ever noticed, like if someone over there is grouchy, that you and it maybe you pick up that energy. Maybe a little piece of you's a little grumpy now. Or you recognize that uneasy feeling like, hey, listen, I don't need all that energy over here. I was having a good day. I don't need that negativity. That sometimes that energy intersects, right? And so that's actually, it's a natural law of transference, that we pick up other people's energy. And think about that. If you think about it from a point of view of how that works with your parents, the two people that birthed you, that created you, whether you knew them or not. Say you're adopted, maybe you never knew them. Maybe, your parent passed before you were born. You still carry that energy. Oh, Rose, girl, I can't even imagine. Grocery stores, Walmart, those kind of big collective, big box stores, everybody, literally everyone on the planet goes to those kind of stores. So you get all walks of life. I'd be too much. It'd be way too much for me to even try to deal with. And so, yeah, you pick up energy. So when you got your parents, they create you. So all their energy that they've picked up from all the powers that all their lifetime, and all of a sudden, whoop, then they create you with that energy. Oh no, Tammy, yeah, that's not cool. One of the agents' energy was so off. Yeah, it's sometimes you just don't know what to do with that energy. So this is where you can call on the dragon, right? Feel free to borrow my dragon and be like, hey, listen, I need you to run interference. Call on your joy guide to adjust your vibration. Call on your protector guide to surround you in energy to where you don't have to feel that. You can see it, you can recognize it, but you don't have to interact with it. Wow, that's a lot of energy. When they come in hard like that, that's rough. I picked up anxiety a lot this weekend from a friend while on a trip. Oh, she has a lot of nervous energy, in the car a lot. Oh man, that's hard. When you're in a confined space, that's hard. It's hard. So like if you were an open house in a smaller space and that person like basically went around and spread all their germs around with all their negativity, how are you going to deal with that? You can only do so much, right? You can only manage so much. But you have to really tap in with those with your guides and be like, listen, I'm gonna need you to like clear some of this out. Unless in that moment you're supposed to be learning a lesson. You know, maybe consider, what am I supposed to learn? And do I need to experience this, or can I just observe the lesson? Do I have to dive in head first and learn this lesson physically, or can I just read the book? Can I get the cliff notes if I promise to implement it? So there are ways you can ask your guides for that distinction of, do I have to be all in on this, or can I just learn about it? Like I'm a hands-on learner. If I don't learn it, mind, body, and soul, I'm probably not going to retain it. And my guides know that. So, which explains my train wreck of a life leading up to this point. I'm lucky now. My life is not a train wreck, but I had to learn it the hard way. I'm a learn it the hard way. Learn through experience. Yes, Ash Kumar. Absolutely. Ashish Kumar. There we go. I said it right that time, I think. Sometimes we're just like those hands-on learners. You know, I remember like my mom telling me stuff going, yeah, I feel like I can just make a mental note of that and never experience that. Yeah. Yes, my classes are still from 7 to 9 on Wednesdays. My next one will be August 20th. I have so much going on in August that I'm only going to have one class in August and then back to 2 a month. So my schedule is out through the end of December for classes. So make sure you check that out. Yeah, they're 7 to 9. For a while, I had to change them 7:30 to 9:30 on Tuesdays because I ended up having to go teach classes at the studio. I had to pick up an extra night. And then now I'm also offering a trance class. There's going to be a 4-class series. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to have you. I love my classes because I feel like we talk about, I haven't posted that in the group yet. Oh, I'm so busted, Regina. I haven't posted that in the group. There's nothing to see here. Nothing to see at all. But actually, I don't have, I'm going to post that in our group right now, Regina. So that way you guys have first dibs on that. It is kind of hard to find right now because I haven't really done anything with it. I haven't put it in its proper order. but it'll be there. Okay, let's see here. Just do a little maintenance real quick. So if you're in my mentorship or if you take my classes, you get invited to be a part of a private Facebook group. Um, maybe. Oh, here we go. Where all my development students are. So I'm going to post that right now. And they always get first dibs on things. Done. Okay. Cool. It's done now. It's done now. So yeah, I like to make sure if you get first dibs, if you're in my classes, you take my classes regularly, then you get to be in my private group. Or if you do mentorship with me, then you get to be in my private group. Also, if you do a membership, I never talk about this because I always forget it exists. You save money. So if you do private mentorship, you get to meet with me, depending on what level you get, either once or twice a month, you meet with me privately for half an hour. It always ends up being more. And then you get the 2 classes a month included, and a discount on any other classes I offer. It's a pretty good deal. It saves you money. So if you're looking for a mentor, and what we do with mentorship is I meet with you. We do an initial mentorship consultation. And then we decide if I'm a good fit for you, or if you're a good fit for me, if I feel like I can help you. And if not, sometimes I've actually told people before in that consultation, like, I don't know that I'm really the best person for what your goals are, but man, I've got someone who could help you. And so I will direct people to other mentors if I feel like it's not my wheelhouse, or if I don't feel like I'm the best fit for what you're wanting to do. But yeah, so like the mentorship memberships, there's a 1 month and a 3 month. And yeah. Bye, Lucas. Have a good day at work. So yeah, there's that. Hi, Lorna. How are you? All right. So yeah, check out my classes, check out the website, check out all the things coming up. And I'm good. I'm actually going to wrap up a couple minutes early because I do have a private reading today, and we've got a HELOC closing, and I've got to teach tonight. I've got so much going on today, and I need to eat. I don't really have enough time to jump in and do readings. I thought it might be kind of fun to do readings today, but it is what it is. Next Thursday, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on or not. I need to look at my schedule. I'm going to be tap dancing next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then leaving for Scotland on Saturday from Detroit. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on Thursday morning. If I am, it'll be from Detroit. It all depends on how the schedule goes. I can't remember what I signed up for. And I might be taking a class on Thursday morning that I really, 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 really want to take, because I can't take it on Saturday because I've got to leave. So you may not see me for 2 weeks. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in, Truth Wave Energy. I appreciate you coming in and being supportive, and yeah, just I want to make sure to express my gratitude for all of you sharing your time and energy and space and knowledge, and just kind of trusting me on this part of your journey, sharing your time with me on Thursday mornings. I'm just very, very appreciative, very grateful. And I know a number of you take my classes, and that, beyond the financial stuff, like, I love learning from all of you. I love the energy exchange, and I'm just very humbled, honestly, I know it's hard for a big Leo energy to say, and I know I'm all in your face all the time on my TikTok videos and stuff, but I'm very humbled by you guys that do show up every week. I'm very, very appreciative. And I love you too, Regina. And I'm really looking forward to, hopefully, those of you who could make it, it'd be really amazing to see you at Trance Weekend at Camp Chesterfield. That would be amazing. And you come to my show Friday night. Tickets are on sale now on my website. If you go to upcoming events, and actually I haven't done the link to that yet. I don't think. I'm still working on that. But if you go to, my store, they're there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off a few minutes early so I can go eat and then get in my zone for my reading and then doing all the things. No, not yet. Yeah, I haven't linked. The tickets are for sale in, oh yes. Okay. Please do, Tammy. That'd be awesome if you come all the way from San Diego. You might get a prize for being the one to travel the furthest. And so cool. My friend Sandy's coming from Denver, but you're even further. Aren't you, like Cali? That'd be awesome. So I've got, Trance Weekend is Labor Day weekend. I'll be on platform twice, plus the event Friday night. Yeah, definitely message me because that'd be amazing. Yesy! And also, Yesy, what are you doing with your life? You need to come to Indiana. I'm just saying. So you can come to Trance Weekend. And also, like, where have you been? I never see you anymore. I don't like it. You and your 100 kids. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And okay, yes, call me. Yes, actually, if you've got a few minutes, like as soon as we sign off, I'm available for a little bit because I can talk to you while I eat. So call me. All right. We will talk soon, friends. Have a fantastic day. If I don't see you next Thursday, it'll be in 3 Thursdays. Okay. And that means potentially the next time I see you will be glow up day. Because it will be the day after my birthday. It'll be all new look, it'll be launch day of the new look. So that may be the next time you guys see me, is the big glow up day for Spirit Signs and Sips. How exciting. That's kind of exciting. Mark your calendars. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Mwah. We'll talk soon.